Tier 2 Dutch Grand Prix.
There we go. It started on the YouTube here. I'll just wait.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna start as well, and then hopefully this works.
Sure.
Cool. Hello and welcome everyone to Switchback Racing League. We are here at the Zandvoort circuit for the Dutch Grand Prix for the Tier 2 stream of Season 3's Dutch Grand Prix. So it's good to be back once again with SBR for another exciting race. And today we're here in a rainy qualifying session as we get this race underway here in the Netherlands. So let's get this track and this race underway here at the Zandvoort circuit. We're here in the Netherlands, of course, and fun fact about Zandvoort, we're located just on a beach that's 9 kilometers long. Zandvoort circuit was built back in 1948, so some time ago, of course. In terms of the track itself, it's got 15 turns to make up a circuit length of 4.259 kilometers. That's 2.646 miles long. There's 2 DRS zones to help encourage overtaking, but in these conditions, there won't be any DRS assisted to the drivers. With overtaking being very difficult for around the circuit, it might be a little bit difficult for some drivers to make some overtakes. The overtaking opportunities will be down into turn 1 with that long DRS straight going down into the first couple of corners. And then, of course, there's also a second DRS zone in between turn 11 and 12, and that's a shorter DRS zone, but that could provide some good overtaking opportunities down into that heavy braking zone of turn 12 into that really difficult corner of the first, or the last couple of corners there of 12, 13, and 14. So with the track details aside, let's get into the race. As I said before, we're here with SBR for Switchback Racing League Season 3 Championship event in Tier 2. This is the Dutch Grand Prix, and this is round 11 of the Season 3 Championship. It's good to be back with SBR, and in today's booth, it's myself, Formula Jonah, and joining me in the commentary booth is Cam Dude. Cam Dude, welcome to the commentary booth here today. Excited to have you along in another SBR race. Now, on track right now, we're seeing a lot of difficult conditions for these drivers to master out on track, but what's your thoughts on this upcoming race here in the Netherlands?
It's gonna be a tricky one. You've got to be precise in the quali lap, and in the race you just got to maintain and you've got to defend as hard as possible and not let the car behind you pass.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's going to be. I mean, defending is going to be critical for around here, and especially with so many corners that you could spin out at. I mean, this track is so difficult to drive, as we know from experience of driving and commentating this track as well. It can be a very difficult circuit, and like you said, defending is critical for around here because there's not too many places to overtake, but there is still a few corners that I think drivers are going to try and make an overtake, and of course, you don't want to let those drivers get past.
Yeah, of course. Even with the DRS, it's quite hard to overtake it, so quali is going to be really intense here. Like, pole position is going to be crucial for this race.
Yeah, I totally got to agree with you on that. The qualifying is going to be one of the most difficult points of these race here today. Like you said, it's going to be critical for drivers to put in a good quali lap because that's kind of where you're going to stay during the Grand Prix. It's kind of like Monaco, you know? Monaco, you stay up front, really. It's all about qualifying.
Yeah. Basically, the track's basically Monaco without the barriers.
Yeah, it really is, if you think about it. I mean, it's actually a similar difficulty, because you know this track can be quite difficult when it comes to spinning off and how difficult it is. So, in a way, it kind of is like Monaco, just like you said, without the walls.
Yeah. Back end steps out, you can get understeer any corner. It's just got to maintain all the tires, temperatures, everything. And even watching It's Inferno right now on his lap, he's all over the place.
Ooh. Speaking of all over the place, we got Kaizaki that just spun off there. Thankfully, he saved the car, but that corner, the last corner, is so difficult to master. Kaizaki in the middle of the track there. He's going to be okay, though. He's going to get back on track. But as you said, a few drivers out there that were struggling. I said Kaizaki as well. There's just so many corners that you can spin out here. And you mentioned that understeer can be a difficulty for around here. Are you seeing a lot of drivers maybe understeering to a few of these corners and maybe messing up their cornering speeds into certain corners, like maybe the last corner and turn 9?
Yeah, especially that last chicane right towards the end of the lap, starting sector 3. You can get you've one mistake into that corner and you've ruined your whole lap. And oversteer you can get easy around the last corner, and understeer mostly at the start of sector 2, down the fast right-hander.
Yeah, you're definitely correct there. It's something that can be quite difficult to master, all these corners on the circuit. I was riding on board with Neo in 13th position. He's on a flying lap right now, and just coming through that first sector, it's so difficult to put the car down, and then it just kind of gets worse through the second sector because just how tight and twisty it is. And also, we got to mention this rain. This rain is really difficult to master. It almost looks like it's almost the wet tire conditions out on track, but these drivers are still braving with the intermediate compound tires. It is a very difficult track to drive at this time. But we are in Q1. We have Q2 coming up there, and that will be the time for the drivers to set their laps, of course, on whatever tire they choose to start the race on. If it is going to be raining in Q2, which is very, very likely, then these drivers will have basically a free choice of tire when it comes to the Grand Prix itself. And then, of course, Q3 is all about the fastest laps.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. It doesn't look like it's going to dry up anytime soon, especially with all the water on track. Neo's coming along the line. You can see the back end stepping all over the place. And he manages to improve it slightly, but it's not much. He's just got to keep going consecutive laps and try and improve it. As you can see, most of the field have come out again, maybe feeling like there will be improvement on track.
I mean, the conditions out on track look to be, I mean, it's still pretty raining out there right now, but it looks like the conditions are starting to dry up a little bit out there. I can't really tell exactly, though, but yeah, you are right. A lot of drivers coming out on track, and of course, they are coming out to try and improve on their laps and try and get out of Q1. Those drivers that are trying to get out is It's Inferno, ASA the Boss, Maculus as well. Michael's in that McLaren as he goes P8 actually as we speak there. So Michael's in that McLaren, puts it up into the top 8. That's going to be safe for him to get out of Q1, but that pushes a few drivers out. I think a driver that we are expecting to probably get into Q2 will be Yak Gamer. Yak Gamer, a very quick driver, as we do know, but he is in that elimination zone as
Neo's gone round and he's lost his front wing. Lucky to not lose his wheel, especially on that barrier. He was getting held up a little bit by its Inferno there as well, coming into the end of that lap. That's very unfortunate for him, and he won't get another chance for a lap, so he's at real risk there now.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. Super unfortunate for Neo, as that's going to really affect his qualifying into the further sessions. He might not be able to make it into Q2, but we will find out. But yeah, I think I agree. I think maybe he just lost it. Maybe he just maybe got scared. There were so many drivers on track. Maybe he didn't really know how to weave around them and also manage the track as well. Do you think that's maybe what happened?
I think he was just a bit too early on the power, and he's just put too many revs in on the wet line. Because as you can see, off the racing line, there's puddles everywhere. If you go off there on these intermediates, they won't last. You'll just go around.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's these tires can be quite difficult, you know, and if you get too much on that power, like you said, then you just spin around. It can be quite difficult to put in a further lap, of course. But yeah, it's quite interesting. So anyway, we got a few drivers out on track right now looking to improve. Yeah, Gamer on a lap. Do you see anyone else?
Owen Francisque's gone off. What is that, middle of sector 2? That's a crucial point. You better not rejoin there, because yeah, Gamer's, oh god. Well, I think that's, he can't improve now, but it's an alright lap. I think he can get through with that, depending on who improves. But it's Inferno and ASA the boss have both not improved, and they're both out in Q1.
Yeah, that's super unfortunate for It's Inferno and ASA the boss. I mean, both drivers very quick, as we do know, but weren't able to improve on that time.
Owen Francisque got in the way of Tyrant there, and Tyrant's down in time now.
Oh no, that's horrible. Do you think that could push him out of qualifying here?
I think it is. Doesn't look like he's going to improve much. He's going to come across the line here. Oh, yeah, he's 2 seconds down.
Oh, that's super unfortunate for Tyrant.
Macemore, he's in 16th, but he can't do anything now. Neo, 15th. Is that through? I'm not sure. It's the bottom 5, isn't it? So
I think it is, yeah.
Oh no, he's through, he's through. I'm pretty sure he is, yeah. Oh, he got really lucky there then.
I know, right? I mean, he spun off, had that damage, and then was able to just barely get into Q2.
Yeah. There's a few drivers still out on track. Don't know, don't think we're going to see anything, really.
Yeah, that looks to be it for our drivers here today.
We've got Michael's doing his lap still, I don't know. He's 2 tenths down, maybe he's got something in the end of this lap.
Yeah, I mean, Michaels is right there. He's looking to improve on his time. He's just, wow, that's a very close lap time between himself and Kaizaki there. Both just separated by around 4 1,000ths of a second. But Michael's coming to the line now. Can he improve on this time? He goes to P6. No. He stays P6.
Oh, you can see the rear end of his car just stepping out all around the last corner. It's really deadly, that last corner.
Yeah, that corner could be so difficult, especially on this new game. I mean, how many times have you driven the circuit on the new game? Have you found that that last corner can be quite difficult to drive as well?
Yeah, I think most of the tracks are way more challenging. I prefer the track on this game though compared to last year's game, but it's really hard to perfect it.
Super, yeah, it really is. I mean, one of the most difficult tracks, I gotta say, on the calendar in this game, of course. It can be quite difficult to master. So anyway, here is the Dutch Grand Prix qualifying 1 results. Toxic is on top, the fastest time for the Red Bull driver, and out of qualifying is going to be the 5 drivers at the end. Chaos Druid in P20, ASA the boss, It's Inferno, Tyrant, and Massimore rounding off those 5 drivers. Neo just makes it into qualifying with the rest of the grid as well. So we head into Q2 and we'll see what these drivers can do. But before we go into that, I want to quickly mention to all our viewers watching the race so far, Thank you guys all for watching so far. Leave a like if you can, and comment. We'd like to see some comments come in. We'll try and read those as best as possible, of course. And if you guys have any questions about the race, predictions, all that sort of thing, just message down in the comments and we'll try and respond. Real quickly, I just want to mention what we're streaming on. Today, we are streaming on SBR YouTube, of course, so go check that out. We are also streaming on the Formula Jonah YouTube channel, and we're streaming on a third channel. We were streaming on the Formula Jonah Twitch channel as well. This is the first time I've ever done Twitch and YouTube in the same time, so it's actually the first time I've ever done Twitch before. But yeah, guys, just wanted to make sure that you guys know all that, and if you guys want to go check out the links to all three, go into the SBR Discord server to find the Formula Jonah Twitch link, the Formula Jonah YouTube link, and of course the SBR link as well. But let's get into this race. Cam, I want to get your opinions on this qualifying session. Now, it is raining on track, but who do you think is going to end up on top, and who do you think is going to be trying to get into Q3? What's your thoughts on this qualifying session?
I think we're going to see a mix of people on the intermediates and wets. I think we're mostly going to see Toxic, Jesuits, it's Pyro and Saro and GCL Michaels, Charles Leclerc. We'll see all of them lot up there because they're really quick. I think it's going to be crucial, this, and one mistake's going to screw everyone over pretty much. And you can see the rain intensity is it's increased, and it looks like the track's more wet than before.
Yeah, I mean, like, right now we're seeing a mix between the wets and the intermediates, exactly like you said, and the track looks to be worse than the Q1, so definitely something that you don't want to see drivers going out on the dries just quite yet. So yeah, quite interesting to see there. You mentioned that there's going to be a mix between the intermediates and the wet tires. What you're seeing on track, just by onboards and your personal preference on the track itself, what do you think is the best tire to go on at this particular moment? Because we're seeing a mix between the intermediates and the wets. Do you think it's the inners that are faster, or the wets, or just time will tell?
I think the wets could possibly be quicker right now, judging from the track and the rain. And you see, it's Pyro. He's gone onto the wets and he's doing his lap now, and he looks like he's comfortable right now on these tires. Maybe we can compare Toxic Jesus with him as he's starting his lap now. We could see how his first sector goes compared to him.
Yeah,
Pyro looks really confident on them wets. Oh no.
I mean, riding on board with Toxic right now, the conditions look absolutely terrible out there. And it looks like that it's we see Gamer spinning off there, and he's on the wet tires. So I don't know. Let's see. But Toxic through the first sector there. It's a 28.0 for the Red Bull driver. Now I don't know what it's Pyro's time. Oh, he's actually invalidated that time. It's Pyro has invalidated.
Well, he'll be going for another one, but then we can compare his lap against Toxic, who looks like he's going to keep it valid for the moment. And Jack's boost has gone fastest on the wets. I don't think that's much of a competitive time, but maybe that's because it's rain intensity increase.
Well, CK's just improved.
Yeah. Oh, Toxic just... Oh, he's squirming around on the power there. The back end just stepped out on him. It does look way too wet for these intermediate tyres. Like, look, he can't even take this last bit flat out. I wouldn't be surprised. But he's going to come along to the line. He's going to go quicker by quite a bit.
Yeah, 22.1.
Well, let's compare it to Pyro, because he's on his lap now and he's just in the middle of second sector. He's going to go wide. Oh, but he's managed to keep it valid somehow.
Yeah, it looks like that with him going a little wide there, that compromised his turn-in. But I've just noticed that he's getting a lot of understeer through a lot of these corners here, as we just had Drip that just went P2 on the intermediate compound tires. I wonder if these inners might be the best tires. Oh, we're just seeing it's Pyro just sliding around out there.
Understeer a lot, and he's lost the back end. He's managed to keep out the wall. He's probably going to pit now, and he's probably going to put on the intermediates, but he's come out in front of that Ferrari. Don't think he's on the lap. Yeah, he wasn't.
Oh, and his Pyro's just spun off again. I think
just struggling now, really, just to put that power down.
Exactly, and oh, here comes the Haas. The Haas is going to get out of the way, thank goodness, or the Alfa Romeo is going to get out of the way there. Yeah, it's Pyro. Gonna have to pit, set a better lap time, of course, but the question is...
There, it's really balanced between the wets and the intermediates, because Saro and our Hug, the Haas, have both gone second and third. But then Toxic's going to improve it by a lot, and he's 1.4 seconds ahead now, comfortably, on the intermediates.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you. I think the wets and the intermediates have similar pace right now. I think Toxic, fastest overall. He was pretty fast, of course, in Q1. Maybe he's just got those intermediates worked out. Of course, the second lap is always the better lap than the first lap. Especially in these wet conditions, you usually take a lap to warm up the tires, set a lap, and then go for another lap, maybe the second or the third lap into this. It sounds a little weird, viewers, but I know it is a better strategy than just setting one lap on these tires. But Toxic, fastest overall. Our Hug and Sorrow right up there as well. Same with the rest of the field. But it is a mix between the intermediates and the wet tires. That is very surprising.
Yeah, I would really think it would be more one-sided on the tires. But Toxic's gone round. And he's kept out the wall.
Oh no.
I don't know, I don't think he was on much improvement on that lap. Yeah, he just kept out the wall, which is good. I think he should just box, because he's really comfortable right now with that 1.4 second lead on everyone else.
Yeah, he is pretty comfortable on those intermediates right now in Q1. He's over a second faster than our Hug, and on the intermediate compound tires, and pretty much the wets are just going to be slower at this point. That's just kind of a fact right there. But what's interesting as well is that Toxic did spin at the exact same place that It's Pyro spun, and I think it's because that last, the second to last corner, the penultimate corner, I think it's turn 12, or no, it's turn 13, that corner is insanely hard to come onto the power. It's one of the most difficult corners to race at.
I agree with that. It's really hard to put power down there. You just need to try short shift with not as much revs, but we can watch Pyro now. He's going to start his lap on the intermediates. He's boxed and he's put on these. See how he does.
Alright, coming down into turn 1. That Alfa Romeo looking very quick so far. There's a lot more grip rather than the wets that he had on.
Yeah, he did a really good job there, short shifting wise. And he's managed to keep it really clean. It looks like a really good first sector right now. Let's see what he does.
Yeah, much better than the previous lap that he had on. These intermediates have a lot more grip. But here comes It's Pyro through the difficult turn 9.
27.8, which is 0.2 faster than what Toxic did in the first sector.
Wow. So the intermediates surely are the tire for these two drivers as it stands. But gotta say, the track is...
Gadjuin's just gone up into P2 on them intermediate tires.
Yeah, great lap from Gadwin there. Track is starting to get a lot more drier. Also, we're running on board with a few of these drivers. As It's Pyro at 56.7 in the second sector now. That is very quick for the Alfa Romeo. He's
flying, and he's managed to keep it in that corner, like you said, which was really hard to put the power down. He's going to come around to finish the end of his lap. And he's managed to keep it clean. It's going to be competitive. I think he's going to go fastest. 4:10.
Whoa.
Amazing lap from him.
Very impressive from It's Pyro. Like I said, 4/10 separating the top two. That is a very competitive lap time from It's Pyro. Much better than, of course, his previous run on the wet tires, proving that the intermediates seem to be the better tire at this stage in the Grand Prix, of course, in the qualifying session here today. And you can see just that is proved right there, because the conditions out on track, we're running on board with a few of these drivers. You can see the rain is not coming down a lot And so, it is getting very interesting as Neo goes faster.
This is going to be competitive. Judging from the weather right now, I think towards the end of Q3, we could see dry weather. I think we could see a few dry laps coming in.
I mean, I have to agree with you.
It's going to be kind of like Russia at the end, where like Norris, Sainz, and Russell put on the softs and it paid off. I think it's going to be something like that.
Yes, I was thinking very similar to that. Yeah, that's exactly what it's going to be. Hopefully we'll see as there goes Low Lion. Fastest overall, 120.6.
The track's improving every moment and Sava's going to go quicker than him by a tenth.
And here comes Kaizaki to the line too. Can he go fastest overall? Yes, he does at 120.4.
ID said he's going to start his lap, but someone in real danger right now is GCL Michaels. He's the championship leader, and he needs to get out of Q2 here. He's on this lap.
Right now,
he's kept it really clean. He's kept it clean around there. That's all he needs to do. He needs to just try and get into Q2. No risks. Q3, I mean. He's going to go to the line. It's gone faster by 3/10.
Oh my goodness. How many drivers are just going up there trading positions for first. And it's Pyro. Or no, it was Toxic first. Then it was Pyro. Then Neo. Then Low Lion, Sorrow, Kaizaki, then Michaels now. All 7 have gone P1 at one stage in this race. Is anyone else going to improve to try and go even faster than that?
Low Lion was 3/10 up in his middle sector. Maybe he's improved it a bit more through this final sector. Let's see what he can do here. He's gonna come.
Here he comes to the line.
He's gone faster as well.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, now watch Savo, because Savo is probably gonna improve as well. He's gone to second. Oh my god.
Leclerc's just gone second.
Kai's
fastest
faster.
Overall.
Kai's faster.
Oh my goodness.
One person at risk now is Gadjuin. He's not out right now. Well, he's coming out right now, actually. What am I saying? He's got out on track. Everyone is out on track because right now it's the most crucial time to set your laps while the track is improving at every moment.
Yeah, I think the only driver that is not out on a lap is Jack Spruce. Jack Spruce still in the pit lane. It's Owen goes P6. Mercedes put it P7.
Neo's gone back up to second. There's a McLaren on the lap. Oh, it's Michaels, but he's slow, so he's gonna start his next lap now. He's probably gonna go for try and get this quickest lap here. And right now it's crucial for him because he's in P6. If he messes this up, he's gonna have one more chance. But then who knows if he has enough fuel?
I mean, it's Pyro and Toxic. We're P1 and P2, and now they're down in the elimination zone. This is absolutely crazy coming down to the final minutes in Low Lion.
Oh, we're going to see improvements every moment. Savo's gone quicker by 5/10.
What? Where did he do that? How did he do that?
And then Charles Leclerc's gone back up into second. Michaels has invalidated his lap here. We've got It's Pyro who's on his lap now, flying lap. Toxic into 11th place now. Pyro is 5/10 up in the first sector.
Oh my goodness, and to be honest, that might not even be enough. A lot of drivers are still going out for faster laps. Everyone is on track right now. Toxic, if he messes up this lap, then he might be out of qualifying here. The driver that was fastest overall in qualifying 1, this could be him possibly out of qualifying. We don't know if that's the case right now. By the way, Kaizaki went even faster, a 119.0. They're almost into the 118.
Pyro is 1.3 seconds up. But I don't know if that's enough. Through the middle sector, he was 1.3 seconds up, but I don't know if that's enough. It's going to put him up. But how much is it going to put him up?
That's the question. I think that he might be P4, P3, somewhere around there. But here comes It's Pyro.
In the last sector. Oh, he's on third. Not bad. With 2/10 off. And we're going to go watch Toxic now. He's coming up to finish his lap. He's 1.5 seconds up. He's going to go second. He's going to jump Pyro here. The top 4 are really close right now.
Super close. That is incredibly fast for those drivers.
Michaels is on a crucial lap now. Michaels is on a really crucial lap now. He cannot afford to make a mistake like he did for all of his past 2 laps.
Yes, exactly. Michaels has to improve. He's down to P10 now because Gadowin's just gone P8. This is critical for Michaels. If he messes
And you
up
got
one of these turns,
he's
out.
coming on, he's going to finish. GCL Michaels is going to go into 11th because of IDZ.
Yep.
Michaels
and qualifying's over. He cannot improve on another lap. It's one corner to go. If Michaels does not improve, he is out of qualifying. The championship leader is coming around the final corner now. Can Michaels put it above 10th place and get it into Q3?
Yes. Oh, he's on fast.
Oh.
Oh, that's amazing. There is a Mercedes. It's Owen. He's coming to finish the lap. He's 4/10 up. And, he must have binned it or something.
I think he invalidated it. It's Jack Spruce.
Oh, but we're going to see Gadger in here. He was a 10th down in the first sector, but maybe he's improved that through the middle sector. He's coming to finish it. He's 2/10 up right now. Right now, he's going to jump Jack Spruce if he doesn't make a mistake. Oh, Toxic's gone faster.
Toxic. Yep, Toxic fastest overall, 118.8. But the battle's right here for 10th. Can Gadowin put it into Q3? By the way, Neo's out of qualifying as well as he retires from the session as we talk. Gadowin to the line now, puts a P8.
Yeah, Neo's crashed out. That's it. That's that top 10 currently is going to be going into Q3. No one else can improve from now. Neo was on a lap. He must have been pushing too much and he's just, lost it and he's gone into the gravel or something.
Yeah, I think he spun off at turn 4 and then I think crashed out as well at turn 9, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere around there. So that was unfortunate, of course.
Michaels finishes his lap and just about jumps Savo there.
Yeah, the two teammates, Saro and Michaels, have really been trading positions so far in this qualifying session, you know?
Yeah, it's really close between them. I think Savo's second in the championship and Michaels is first right now with a 40-point gap, which is quite good. It's really good right now. But he's just got to manage to keep it. And McLaren, again, they're up there. They're a really strong pairing.
Yeah, they really are. I mean, it's very impressive to see that, of course, that McLaren are up there. Incredibly great to see, of course. And I don't know. I mean, like, they're up in P2 and P3. That's great to see, of course. And we'll just see how it works out. But that is going to be it at Q2. Toxic keeps up his record as the race leader, of course, in this session. He is fastest overall, first in this session. Also, the drivers that were out, Jack Spruce out of the qualifying session as well. Unfortunate to see that. Yeah, that's going to be a few other drivers out of qualifying. I think the Mercedes Owen was out. I'll have to look at the grid, but I gotta say, Cam, that was a very exciting qualifying session. And I gotta say, that got me on the edge of my seat because there were so many drivers trading for first there. That was almost like a Q3 session, but surprisingly, it was for Q2.
Yeah, it's just going to be close, and even if the conditions are like it was in Q2, it's going to be the same in Q3. And it's going to be amazing to watch.
I know, right? I mean, this puts us all on the edge of our seats right now. It's a very exciting session so far in this race. Very, very entertaining. And it should be a very great race to watch as well. Who knows what the conditions are going to be like in the race. I don't know. Do you know anything about the conditions in the race? Do you know if it's going to be dry or wet?
No, not right now. Only the drivers know that.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens, you know?
It's still intermediate conditions. Track's still a bit wet. But I think once we start getting a few laps in, I think should start seeing it dry up a little bit. And the rain will start stopping. You can see as well in the sky it's starting to get a bit brighter. That means clouds are passing. But Pyro on his outlap, he's sliding all over the place here. Don't know if that's intentional to try and get some tire temperature or anything.
Yeah, it could be that. I mean, I don't know exactly. It's Pyro in P5 as... Well, I mean, he's going to set a lap eventually. But it could be that he is just trying to warm up those tires, you know. Maybe the conditions are very difficult out there. I mean, right now, it's looking very dry. And I think we're going to get that situation that you said in the Q2 session where we're going to get dries at the end of this, maybe softs, mediums. And that last corner could be a very difficult corner to manage if they're going to be on the dry tires at the end of this, being the being that the conditions are still wet out on track, but we'll find out towards the end of the qualifying session here today. But it's Pyro, the first driver to start a lap here today. Let's see if he can go fastest overall, but we'll find out. I think this is the session where it's all going to matter for the race. Like we said earlier on in Q1, in that intro, of course, we said that this track, qualifying is everything. So wherever you really qualify, that's kind of where you're going to be in the Grand Prix. Now, of course, there could be crashes, there could be safety cars, there could even be weather, or drivers could just be making some brilliant overtakes as well. But this track doesn't allow too many overtaking opportunities, and so expect drivers to kind of stay in the same positions unless there's some big crashes, which there could be because of the type of track that this is.
Yeah, it's just a very dangerous track, so I think you'll see drivers in the race especially as well, just spinning out, getting too early on the throttle. But right now, Pyro's done a very decent lap, and he's coming to finish it right now. He's had, I think that's Gudjuin right behind him, and it looks like he's closed up, so we could see Gudjuin get provisional pole here. But Pyro's going to go and set a 119.2. That's very similar to his... Oh, and Gudjuin beats it. But as I was saying, it's Pyro. That's very similar to his Q2 lap.
Yeah, it was. That's kind of where it was in the Q2. Very good lap from Gadwin as well. Puts it P1.
Right.
But yeah, I gotta say, I think that's kind of where it was. I think maybe these drivers are starting to get to grips with the Q3 session. Of course, Q2 they had their tires warmed up. This is just their first lap, by the way, so they could be going in for a faster lap. But if I'm not mistaken,
I think that's going to happen because there's no rain falling.
Oh, you're right. There is no rain falling.
So right now, all the track's going to be doing is drying. And we're going to see softs at the end of this session.
We are going to see
you can already see the dry line.
The Russian Grand Prix.
You can just see that dry line forming already.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, too, is that all these drivers, by going out on track on the intermediates and continuing on with their laps, what they're doing is drawing out the track and allowing them for them to get a better lap in when it comes to the soft tires and all that sort of thing. So it's going to be very interesting. But Pyro to the line, can he improve on his time? But as it stands, it's not really going to matter because the softs are going to come out, as actually he does not improve on his time. I think he's just trying to warm up the track. I think that's all he's doing.
Yeah, he was 1.8 seconds down on that lap. And it just looks like the intermediate tires are just screaming now because there's no water on the track now. Look, it's just greasy track. Savo managed to slightly jump Pyro there.
Yeah, he did. He put in a...
Gudjuin has pitted, and he's going to be switching onto them soft.
Yeah, he is. I mean...
You can just see Pyro, he's like on his lap right now. He's just going around the track. He's just understeering every corner.
Yeah, I mean, these conditions are not the easiest to be in, of course, and like you said, these tires are just not the best to be. You can see every corner, like you said, he's just understeering through. Same with pretty much every driver out there. And all you really have to do right now is just keep it on track. That's all you really have to do because right now there's not really a need for being out there besides just warming up the track. Oh, it's Spyro does spin at the same corner he spun in Q2.
Yeah, Michael's managed to jump Savo and Pyro as well, so really slightly. Look at that, the top four again, really close. All separated in less than a tenth.
Yeah, super close. Even in these very difficult conditions, you expect one driver to maybe benefit from these conditions or something like that, or another driver to struggle, but they all are within the same tenth of a second, the top four. Incredible.
Yeah, Pyro's going to be pitting now. It still looks really greasy for the track. It just looks like grease on the track. But you can see both Ferraris are ready, and Charles Leclerc, they're ready. They've got the softs on their car and they're waiting to go out now. They've got to time this to perfection.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's going to be. I mean, in my opinion, I would go out at the latest as possible, you know, because you want the track as dry as possible. Wouldn't you go out around like lap, like 2 minutes into the session?
Yeah, you would really, but Toxic has come out on his intermediate tires.
intermediates. Oh, that's
Yeah.
quite interesting.
I think, I don't
wonder-
know, maybe to try out the track, I don't know. Or maybe it's just a
Well-
mistake that he's made. Maybe he tried fitting the softs and it's reverted it back onto the intermediates. That happens sometimes.
That makes sense. That would make sense completely. I mean, these drivers are,
I mean,
they're going out for...
Gadjuin's gone out on the intermediates as well.
Oh, that's interesting. I wonder why.
It does... You can still see there's some wet patches on the track, but there's no rain. But it does look like it's really dry now.
I think it's, well, I mean, right now it's pretty late into the session. I think a lot of these drivers will probably go out later on. So I'm assuming these drivers are probably just warming up the track, because it still looks pretty wet out there. You can see a lot of puddles on the track as coming through that final corner with the Red Bull Toxic, but he stays out. And to be honest right now, I mean, he might be able to make it back into the pit lane, but he's going to have just a few minutes to set up that car and get ready to set a lap on the dry tires.
Yeah. But you can make it out, like, with the... If you leave the garage at, like, I don't know, 1 minute 50, 2 minute mark, you can get around and do one lap in time. You have more than enough time for that. But even Gadjuin, they're both staying out. I don't know. Maybe we're wrong and it might stay on the intermediates. But I see Toxic's just understeered straight off the track there, and he's gone onto the curb. And that's probably going to happen with Gadjuin as well. But right now, Gadjuin is in dominant position with that provisional P1.
Yeah, Gadjuin might be able to take pole here. I mean, it's possible. Right now, he's fastest overall. I mean, the soft tires are going to be very different, of course, than the intermediates, the pace-wise. So I don't know how it's going to exactly end up, but right now, Gadjuin could be in a good position.
It is really between softs and intermediate tires right now, because Toxic's just done his lap, and it looked like a fairly decent lap, and he's 5/10 down on his time that he did earlier on in the session. So it's not the time for the intermediates, but then it's not time for the softs. It's in the mixing stage, pretty much. And we're gonna see Ferraris coming out on the softs.
Yep, Ferraris.
And they've
Same with
gone
Alpha.
for it. Yeah, we're going to see another mix. It's Pyro's gone out on the intermediates. He's thought better of it because he did have... It's going to be softs because DRS has been enabled. The track is dry enough for softs.
This is very interesting. It's Pyro and Kaizaki both on the intermediate compound tires, where the Ferraris are both on the soft compound tires.
I think we could see a Ferrari front lockout here. Front row lockout. If none of the McLarens put it on. And
oh my goodness.
Michaels has not put on the intermediate. No, Michaels has put on the intermediate, sorry. And Savo has put on the intermediate. Ferrari could really benefit from this.
Could Ferrari grab one too?
When DRS is enabled, that's when the track is dry and it's ready for like dry race. But you see, Gadjuin has gone into the pits here. He's put on the softs, but he has no time.
Yeah, he's got to come out now. That's the only time. It's right now. I mean, he's not going to have enough time. Oh, he's not going to make it? Never mind. I didn't see the time, actually.
Well, let's see. Our hug was slightly up in the first sector, but I think he must have had a spin because it's not dry, it's not wet enough for the intermediates, and it's too dry for him. But then, I don't know, it's really confusing right now because I don't think these lot will improve on their time. Pyro did his lap, he was 1.8 seconds down on his time he did earlier on. He's done another one.
Yeah.
But here, we've got both Ferraris, and they're both doing their laps. Let's go on board with Low Lion, who's going at the end of the first sector. He's 5/10 up.
5/10.
It is dry. Ferrari
I don't
have pulled off something great here if they manage to keep their laps. There's an Alfa Romeo in front. Is that going to affect Lowline? No, I don't think it will. He was off the racing line. Oh, Alfa spun again. But both Ferraris here have pulled off a master plan. They've left it to the last minute, like in Russia with Carlos Sainz, Lando Norris, and George Russell. And Lowline, who was like 1.3 seconds up on his time, he's coming to finish his lap now.
1.3.
He's kept it clean. Just got to keep it clean here. He's going to open his DRS. And he's going to come across the line to take pole. That's provisional though. His teammates binned it.
Oh! Oh no! That's horrible.
His teammate has binned it. That was a golden opportunity for Ferrari to take a 1-2 in qualifying.
And CK must be absolutely furious with that one. That could have been 1-2 for Ferrari. That could have been pole for CK as well. But that is him going to be starting P7 on the grid. It's not over quite yet, but gotta say,
he's gone over the limit there. I think he just really wants to try and get pole there, and he's just pushed it too much around that final corner. Sarvi's going to come in. Sarvi must have had an accident because he's lost his wing. But Low Lion has managed to take pole position in Netherlands.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. I gotta say, what an amazing strategy that was from Ferrari. P1 and P7 could have been P1 and P2, but I gotta say, they both put on the softs at the perfect time. I mean, to be honest, I'm a little puzzled why everyone else went on the intermediate tires instead of the softs. I mean, the times are pretty close. Low Lion, with the intermediates they're pretty close, but with the softs, I mean, I don't know. I'm really puzzled. And do you have any idea maybe why these drivers maybe went on the intermediates instead of the softs?
Mostly because the track looked wet, and probably on the monitors in the garage, it was probably saying that the track was still wet and there's not enough grip for the soft tires. And then I think DRS was enabled after most of them had come out of the pits. So I don't know, maybe they just assumed like what we assumed, the track was too wet for the softs, but it was too dry for the intermediates. And Ferrari must have had a stroke of luck as well.
Yeah, that was very impressive from Ferrari. They really benefited from that one right there. It was a great call, of course, and that put them up there. But the question now is, will they be able to keep that? Because the race is dry, of course, and these drivers, they'll be choosing whatever tire they choose. It could be soft or hard. It could be a medium to soft. That could be an option as well. Maybe even a hard to soft. But in terms of this race, that was qualifying. Low Line benefited from that one. Ferrari benefited from that one, of course, by choosing that strategy. But the race is a very different story. We could see a very different result in this Grand Prix itself as the drivers get ready for the race here today. I want to ask you, Cam, what is your opinion on this race here today? We saw a great qualifying session, but can these drivers convert it into an even better race here in the Dutch Grand Prix?
I think there's a lot of opportunity in this race, and we're going to see a lot of different strategies from everyone. We'll probably see some people starting on the hard, some people starting on the mediums, some maybe going on the softs. I think the mediums will probably be a better race tyre than the softs, so we'll see how that plays out. Maybe some people want to start on the softs and get onto the mediums later on. And you can see they're going to start the formation lap here. Let's look at what tyres they've put on.
Hards for Michaels. That is very interesting.
That could pay off, because what he can do now, he can go from hard to the softs. So that could pay off, but then it is really risky because of the grip that the hards have. They don't really have as much compared to the mediums and the softs.
That could be the winning strategy for Michaels, but the thing is that, like you said, the hards don't have enough grip as the softs, and with everyone on the softs at the beginning around Michaels, who's up in P3, he's going to defend. He's going to have to defend like crazy. That's how it's going to have to work here for Michaels. Who knows what's going to happen in this Grand Prix. It's going to be a very interesting one. But let's quickly do the rundown on the grid. We got Lowline on pole position with an amazing strategy on the soft compound tires for Ferrari. Gadwin lines up P2 alongside him on the first row of the grid. As me and Cam mentioned, Michaels on the hard compound tires. It's a McLaren second row of the grid. Can Michaels keep the pace with the soft runners on track? We will find out. Saro is alongside his teammate in fourth place. It's Pyro is P5 alongside R Rug on the medium compound tires. So R Hug in that Haas car, can he maybe get a good result, especially with those medium tires, which are kind of the medium tire in around the circuit, with of course the softs and the hards. CK's P7 alongside Charles Leclerc in the Red Bull, starting P7 and P8 for those drivers. Kazaki in the Alfa Romeo, who won back-to-back victories in Britain and France, of course, starts P9 alongside Toxic in the Red Bull, starting P10. Jack Spruce is P11 alongside Neo in the Williams, starting P12. Then we got Drip and Owen, P13, P14 for Aston Martin and Mercedes. Owen's teammate, Gamers, P15 with Massimore alongside him. And then we got It's Inferno, ASA The Boss, Chaos Druid, and Tyrant rounding off the grid for today's SBR race. And it's time to get the race underway. Tier 2 is about to have an amazing Dutch Grand Prix to look forward to as the 5 red lights go out for today's SBR race in Season 3 here in Tier 2. It's the Dutch Grand Prix and the lights are out. And away we go. It's a little bit of a delayed start there. Hopefully what's going on? A little bit of a delayed start there.
It's really delayed here, but they're gonna
there we go
now.
Oh.
It's all over the place there. I think someone's internet must have played a role into that. But Gadjuin got a drive-through penalty. He jumped the start.
What is up with the glitch here? I think same with R Hug as well. Both got drive-through penalties. I'm not sure. Oh, it's Pyro and CK and a Red Bull spin around there. That's Charles Leclerc off the track as well. There was contact at turn 6. Major delayed start. That kind of made chaos that happened in this race. Technically, low line leads us away. Difficult start for the Ferrari CK, but Gadwin and R Hug both get drive-through penalties. That was super delayed for the start there.
Yeah, it's really delayed and it's chaos kicked off. And I didn't see the incident with Pyro, but he's dropped down. I don't know if he's dropped down that much, has he? Really? He's actually gone up. He's in 4th, or was he there in? Oh, let's check the position changes. He's actually gone down a position, but then he's gonna gain 2 positions from R Hug and Gadjuin serving their drive-throughs. And we're going to see Low Lion is going to... Well, he's in provisional P1, I'm guessing, because Gadjuin he hasn't come in for his drive-through. I would think you want to serve your drive-through as soon as possible. There is a Haas as well who's spun. I think that is the Chaos Druid. And there's also Tyrion who's gone round. And there's also Chaos at the front end as well, after turn 1. It's Kaizaki and Neo. They've both gone round as well. And that's quite unfortunate.
Must have been contact.
No, Neo's been disqualified from the session for some reason. And it's all kicking off right now. And surprisingly, Michaels is putting pressure on Lowline on them hard tyres.
What is going on here? Michaels absolutely flying right now. Are these some sort of super hards at this point?
He's really flying on them. He's finding so much grip on them compared to what everyone else is finding. No one else is finding grip.
Yeah, super interesting there. I didn't know that he had that much pace. He spun.
He spun. Oh, that's commentator's curse.
Oh no, that is absolutely terrible for Michaels. He's going to pit. This might be Michaels' race over.
I didn't see any damage. Michaels will not retire from the session. He will not give up. He will come back through this field. He's got a hope for a safety car though. We've got Tyrion and ASA the Boss who are back here, and Chaos Druid who's fallen back a bit more further. But now that's given Lowline a bit of breathing room now, hasn't it? With Savage just nearly a second behind.
Yeah, and now it's Pyro's trying to chase after Sorrow. So I think Low Lion might have that gap to help out there. That's good for the Ferraris. That is it's Inferno and Drip out of the session. That's a virtual safety car that has been called out. That could be turned into a full course safety car.
Yeah, it has been. It's a full course caution. The full safety car has come out.
It is.
And
perfect for Michaels.
Well, if Michaels is praying, his prayers have been answered. Because he's going to be right back up to the pack now. And I want to see, what tires did he put on? He's gone on to the mediums. That is a really good call as well from him. What are we going to see here? Are we going to see any change of strategy? No, we're not.
Nope.
Everyone's going to stay out. Which isn't a bad call.
Yeah.
Pyro's up into third, which is really good from him.
Charles Leclerc comes into the pit lane. He's the only driver to pit, and I wonder if maybe he had damage or maybe he's choosing to go for that strategy. And the thing is about this track is that the softs really don't degrade around here. I mean, you can pit like lap 13 onto a set of mediums, really, and that could take you to the end of the race. It's true, guys. It's a very interesting track when it comes to strategy here. That is Sorrow, and it's Pyro that just got a 5-second time penalty. That's going to affect their pit stops as well. Both drivers, second and third, get penalties. I wonder if that's going to be removed. But unfortunately, I don't think it is because they're going to have to pit and serve that 5-second penalty regardless of if it gets removed or not. So, yeah, that's that. That's unfortunate, though. I didn't see them make contact. It may have been a glitch there, but we don't really know.
Contact. I think Pyro might have rear-ended Savo there because of the slowing down coming up to the safety car. But that's unfortunate because both of them are going to have to serve 5-second penalties now in the pits. And Savo in the Discord chat saying why the... I'm not going to say it, but why... Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Inferno messaged me saying he got back into the game and he's come out of AI and he's just gone straight into the gravel and he's out of the race, which is really unfortunate for him as well.
Oh no, that is unfortunate. I wonder if that was maybe a glitch or something like that. Maybe the game was loading in and it just did something like that. I don't know. Maybe that's the case, but
must have been.
That's super unfortunate for its Inferno, of course.
But we have just missed this, but Michaels has gone into the pits again and he's put on them hards.
The same hards that he's actually gone on to he's on the same exact hards that he started on.
I don't know, maybe he feels like he can do something with them hards. Maybe he can go slightly longer, maybe he can pull out amazing pace compared to people on the mediums. Who knows? But Michaels is really good racecraft. He's got really good racecraft. He can overtake people when he needs to in most crucial times. So I think we'll see him come back through the field. Points are definitely on for him today if he can get through cleanly.
What was that race where Michaels was? I think he had a similar situation to this. He started up at the front, had like damage or a spin or something like that, had to pit and go all the way at the back of the field, and then gained so many positions that he retook first in the Grand Prix and won the race. What race was that? There was a race that I remember commentating on in SBR this season where Michaels did that. Is there any does that ring a bell to you?
I'm not sure. I don't really remember, but I know last race in Portugal, it was dry at the start, and he had a qualifying ban, so he started from dead last pretty much, and he managed to come back to P2, and on the second last lap when the rain started coming down, he managed to overtake Charles Leclerc, but he had a 3-second time penalty, unfortunately. So he's really good at coming back through the field.
Yeah, just proving that why he is the championship leader in SBR's Tier 2, of course. He has been very, very fast this season, of course. Many different great performances throughout the season, and hopefully that performance continues on here today and beyond as well here in Zandvoort. Now, the Aston Martin safety car will lead us away from one more lap as Low Lion is going to lead the safety car away, of course, and get this race underway. I do believe, I saw this in the chat, I think Jack Spruce may be lagging a little bit, so that might affect some of the other drivers' performances on track. As it stands, it doesn't look like he's lagging at all, but
No,
could be...
So
I don't know.
It's fine right now, really. But even if he is lagging, then it's gonna put so many drivers off because you don't want to overtake a laggy car, because next thing you know you'll be in a wall probably.
Yeah, exactly. It can be quite difficult to know exactly where that car is, of course, if it's teleporting a little bit on the track.
Oh my god. Chaos Rude has lost it on the curb there. I don't know, did he get wing damage? He's got wing damage from that. He went over one of the curbs coming up to the fast right-hander, and it's just sent him into the wall, and he's lost some wing now, which is really unfortunate because he would have been catching up to the end of safety car.
Yeah, that's super unfortunate for Chaos Druid. That's going to put him a further couple of seconds behind the leaders there once he does catch up to this pack. Because, of course, he'll have to pit as well. That's unfortunate for Chaos Druid, but hopefully he'll be able to recover back into some top points. We'll see how that all works out. But here comes Low Lion.
He's gonna
Safety car is still on track.
Oh, it's going to be really close here. Don't break. I think the game must have slowed him down there. Something similar happened in Portugal Tier 1.
Oh,
there's a Mercedes there's a Mercedes that's spun around, but Pyro has lost position to Jack Spruce. He's lost it to Toxic as well. And he's just losing ground now. I think he went a bit too wide. Oh, and he's hitting to the back. Oh, but Toxic is really lucky that he hasn't been spun around there. Pyro is just losing ground. I think he must have had cold tires or something. But Lowline has had another great restart. Well, not restart, but another great start. He's managed to nearly pull a second there. But Toxic is right on the back of Saro here. Oh, and there's Jack Spruce has gone round. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I think he might have done a reset to track there. I'm not 100% sure. That'll be noted.
Yeah, he reset the track.
That'll be noted in the steward's book. But Lowline, another great restart. Michaels, he's in 13th. He's gained 2 places from that. Michaels, he tried it down the inside of Tim.
Oh, that is,
he's gonna get a nice switch back. Oh my god.
Oh, and
Massimo, and it's Pyro who's gone round as well. They must have made contact or something, because they were really close together. But Tiven is holding off Michaels right now, but Michaels is gonna get a good run out of this last corner. He's gonna use ERS, he's gonna get some slipstream. There is Massimo, he's gone round and he's lost his tyre. That could be a possible safety car.
Oh no! Sorrow in the wall! Sorrow in the wall, there was contact!
Oh my god.
He's not out, but Sorrow and Toxic made contact. Sorrow into the wall, got spun off into the sand by Toxic. There was major contact, and that's a full course safety car once again. There was so much contact on screen there between those two drivers. Looks like it's all good now, but Sorrow gonna have to pit. This is absolutely nightmare for McLaren here today. Kaizaki gets a 5-second time penalty as well. I think he was battling with Gadwin, so he got past P4 now, up into P4, of course.
Yeah, it must have done the glitch where it says that you've overtaken someone, even if you give the place back or something.
Oh.
That always happens. Sense. But this is that's really unfortunate for Saro. He's lost his wing, and it's gonna put him to the back, near the back of the field. But it has kind of paid off for the Chaos Druid, doesn't it?
It has. Now he's back up to the field. That'll be helping him, of course, back up into the top field there.
But we're going to see, because Saro is going to have to pit, and we're going to see Michaels in the points. Well, he already is.
Yeah, Michaels will be up there. That'll be really helping him.
We're going to see Lowline in the pit. He's going to be putting on a new set of tyres. What is he going to be putting on? As he comes
hards.
He's going to put hards on. He's going to the end then. And let's see how
that's a smart decision.
And Gadwin has gone to the softs. He's going to be going for a 2-stop strategy then.
That is very surprising. And to be honest, that actually kind of makes sense as well, why Gadwin would pit for the softs, because he's going to be absolutely flying right now on the soft compound tires, where everyone else is going to be kind of struggling with those tires. He wants to make sure that he's up there, and with the two safety cars already in the Grand Prix. Maybe he's thinking that a third safety car actually would come out later on. That could really help him out here. So I understand why he pit onto the softs, but that is a very good strategy by Low Lion now. Yeah. He is pit onto the hard compound tires, and usually where you pit, viewers, is around lap 11. Now, the reason why he's pit a little bit early is because, of course, he has the opportunity to do so, and he will definitely make it to the end of the race because the safety car has basically put a foot on the degradation of the tires, because basically now these tires won't really degrade because the safety car is out, and that's allowing these drivers to kind of save their tires, shift into higher gears, make sure that they are keeping those tires ready for the race, and those tires will not be degrading. So it will be very interesting to see how this all works out, but Toxic will lead us away. Our Hug now back up to P2. Kazaki now P3. That's really helped him out. Michael's up into P6 now on those hard compound tires. This has really worked out for him after he got past Tyrant and that nice little overtake. Tyrant got a 5-second penalty.
Must have gone into the back of him.
Yeah, I think he touched the back of the McLaren tiny bit there, but I didn't see exactly that there was contact, but it could have been contact. Because
Michaels has got 5 seconds too. I don't know, will we see Michaels go to the end? Do you think he could make it? I don't think he will, actually.
Well, okay. Nah. The thing is that he started on those hard compound tires. Those are the tires that he started on. So I think he's gonna pit for the soft still. I think that, and plus, I mean, he could probably make it to the end if he conserves the tires a lot, but in that process of doing so, he will lose so much ground to the rest of the pack, and it might be just faster just to push onto those tires and then just pit for the stops and then push more. You would basically gain time rather than just staying out on those hards to the end of the race. It's more beneficial for him to pit onto the soft tires as Jack Spruce leaves the session.
Yeah, that's because, of course, he came out of the pits. He came out of the pits and he's on them new hards and they have no temperature, must have, and then he's just binned it. I think we're gonna see the safety car come in this lap probably because the whole field's all together.
Yeah, the safety car will most definitely come into the pits. As there we go, there's the notification.
We've got someone's right on the side of the track there. So Williams, I think that's ASA the boss. But this has kind of helped It's Pyro and Saro with the safety car coming out. They can try and get some places back, but it is a really hard track to overtake on. We're gonna see Toxic. He's leading the pack right now. Let's see how he does this restart. He's gonna get a nice gap to the safety car. Can he catch these off surprise? Oh, he has! He's gone!
Right as you say that, Toxic goes.
That was a nice start from him.
Look at the battle for P4.
My god, back there! God. 4 cars are battling out for P4 here. And, oh my god, Michaels and Owen are really close. Owen, though, he's gone up into P5. He started way down, didn't he? Started out at the point.
He did.
He started in like 17th or something. So he's done really well to stay out of all the trouble and get up here. Maybe he can see some points this race. But Toxic has done a decent restart here. But he's got our Hug behind him, 7/10. Someone has gone.
Owen! Straight to the wall for the Mercedes.
And Chaos Druid and ASA the boss have both collided. Coming up to the right hand corner. But we're not going to see a safety car because it's just come in.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be another safety car. That's I mean, of course, it would probably be a safety car in real life, but it's just come in, like you said. So,
yeah.
But that's super unfortunate for ASA the boss, Chaos Druid, and Owen all crashing out there. I wonder if there was contact with Owen and maybe ASA the boss and Chaos Druid, because it looks like Owen. Oh, that is the Alpine of Gadwin spinning off there.
God,
he just lost it.
Yeah,
he's going.
I don't know. Has he lost wing there? Or?
I think he has. He's pitting now.
But he was on them new softs. He could have done something with them. Could have pulled off a nice plan. But, Pyro's gone round. He's spun it. Oh, come on. He's just got to get it going. He's just got to try and get... Oh, he's retired from the session.
Oh, he's out. It's Pyro out of the session. It's been a difficult day for him today.
Someone must have turned in on him or something. Must have left him no room. But we're down to 11 runners now. Gadjuin hasn't retired, which is... He's hoping he can come back through the field now. Well, try and catch up, hope for a safety car. But we're going to see Toxic. His gap to our hug has gone down to less than 4/10 now. Then mediums are starting to kick in. And he's going to be a sitting duck sooner or later.
Yeah, look at those the gap there between Toxic and our hug. Just 0.3 of a second now. Our hug's now got the chance to try and
got 3 seconds. He went a bit wide there on the last corner. But he's going to get a good run here. He's got no DRS, but he's running low on ERS here. He's used most of it, and he's going to not go for a move there. He could have tried one. But he just set the fast lap while trying to catch up to Toxic there. Charles Leclerc, he's not too far behind. Kaizaki, he's following quite closely as well. But right now, I think the person in the best position is Michaels, isn't it?
Yeah, he is in a really good position. I mean, it's either him or Low Lion, who's trying to make a move on Tyrant right now. He's all over the back of the Aston Martin car. He's actually going to maybe try it on the Aston Martin. He's looking for the move on him. He's all over the back of that Aston Martin, but can't get past quite yet. But Low Lion might have the best chance right now. Or Charles Leclerc, who's on a fresh set of medium tires compared to the rest of the pack. He's on 8-lap-old mediums, but they're still fresher than anyone around him at this time. But Low Line, yeah, Gamer are in that nice balance. Our hug makes a move side by side down into turn 12. Who gets ahead?
He's gonna get a nice switch back here. Oh no, Toxic has managed to keep him behind in the acceleration zone there. He's gonna get a good run this time. DRS is enabled this time, this lap. He's gonna open it and he's gonna get the run. Toxic is gonna... No, he's not gonna defend the inside. He's gonna switch to the outside. He's gonna let... Looks like he's let our hug through. But he's not gonna... Oh, he's managed to keep it around the outside there.
Now his teammates coming through. Charles Leclerc right in the back of our hug now. Let's see if that Red Bull, that beautiful white livery, of course, that Red Bull car can get... will try and get past our hug. I mean, our hug tried his very best to get ahead of Toxic. And unfortunately, he could not because Toxic was just defending that as much as possible there. Our hug could not get past that Red Bull quite yet. He's going to have another opportunity, though. Oh, he makes a little mistake on the exit of the curb there. Here comes Charles Leclerc trying to make a move on the Haas driver as well. Meanwhile, Gadwin has spun off at turn 1. Keep an eye on that, viewers, as it looks like he's got going, so all good there. But here comes the Red Bull of Charles Leclerc. He's gaining a lot on our hug. He's looking for a move on the Haas driver.
Our hug didn't defend the inside too much there because... obviously doesn't want to make contact with Charles Leclerc, but right now it's looking in favour of Charles Leclerc. He's on them fresh mediums compared to everyone around him, and he's just attacking our hug at every corner now, pretty much. And we're gonna see our hug get the DRS, and he's gonna go down the inside this time. Is he gonna make it stick though? Toxic's gonna stay around the outside, and he's not gonna get as good of a run this time. And I think our hug is ahead, isn't he? Oh, they're gonna go side by side and make contact! Oh, and Toxic have both gone round. And with all of that, Michaels has got up into third. And Charles Leclerc is now leading. Will he get away from the pack now? Because that's what he's got to do. It's crucial for him to get away.
This is terrible for Toxic and our hug. The two race leaders have collided at turn 4. This is absolutely drama on lap 15 for the two previous race leaders here, as one has damage, the other does not. But they have both lost positions. This could be their chances of the win over here today. But now this is absolutely perfect for Charles Leclerc, who leads this race. 10 laps old tires for the mediums, of course. And he's got a nice gap to Kaizaki. Kaizaki's still there, though, but he is on old soft tires, 14-lap-old soft compound tires. Charles Leclerc could be in a really good position to win this Grand Prix with no penalties to his name, faster tires. It's really looking good for the Red Bull driver, but Kaizaki coming in fast now. That Alfa Romeo, a bullet down the straight, but can't get past the Red Bull quite yet. With the tires that he does have, it is just not as fast as he was just a few laps ago with those newer softs that he did have, but these tires are just degrading a little bit too much. As Toxic and Low Line side by side, you can see it up the road there, the Ferrari and the Red Bull
side by side, then make a bit of contact on the entry to the corner, and
yeah, Gamer spun too.
Low Line is lucky he hasn't gone into the wall like our hug did. Our hug did have damage to the right side of his front wing, but going back to the front, I'm surprised Charles Leclerc is not pulling away from Kaizaki, because Kaizaki's on them 15-lap-old softs. And you can see
Yeah.
Charles Leclerc, his rear end is just sliding around when he's on the power. And Kaizaki's going to be pitting soon, isn't he?
He is. I think might be the best lap to pit because he's going to be under pressure from Michaels, who is going to be on the fastest tires out of these three the next 2 laps because those mediums of Charles Leclerc's tires are not going to be at peak efficiency for that long. So, I don't know. It's going to be interesting, but Kaizaki does come into the pit lane.
And we've got Michaels and Charles Leclerc in the lead. And I don't know if you've watched what happened in Portugal, but right at the end of the race, these two were having a battle. And we could see this battle unfold today. And they're both really fast drivers, so I'd love to see this one, how this folds out. Because Michaels is on them hards, which are going to be coming into play now. They're going to be in the much faster stage, aren't they? Compared to Charles Leclerc's mediums.
Yeah, they are. They're going to be a much faster tire. That will be quite interesting to see, of course. But we'll find out exactly how this is all going to work out.
He has managed to close a bit there. He's closed that 10th down. He's cutting down time nearly every corner, Michaels is, compared to the start of the lap. But I think he went a little bit wide there in that corner.
Well, Leclerc's tires are still okay at this time. I think his tires are going to start degrading in the next lap or 2. I think he's going to be 14 laps on those medium tires. That's when he's going to start to struggle a lot. I mean, his tires are going to start degrading right now, but with the safety cars that did help out, his tires are going to start degrading like a lot around lap 14 or on 14 on these the tires, of course. But we'll find out how that all works out in just a little bit of time. Toxic as well on 17-lap-old soft tires. These tires have gone a long way. Now, of course, he is on those tires that those tires didn't really degrade during the safety car period, so it's understandable why he's gone so long on the soft compound tires. But still, they are on 17-lap-old softs, and he's going to be a little bit struggling on those softs, if you guys get what I mean there.
Yeah, I think he's going to get surrounded by these Ferraris and Saro, who's managed to get back up into P6. He's not doing too bad of a job, is he? Sorry.
Yeah, Saro's come through the field. I mean, after that contact, I think it was with, who was it? It was Toxic, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
But sooner or later, Toxic will have to pit, but he's going to get swarmed by these on their fresher tires. But as you can see up front, Michaels has actually closed down to Leclerc.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly what I said. It's the medium tires. Once they get to 14 laps, they're now getting on 14 laps now as he comes across the line. That's when those tires are going to start degrading.
Yeah. Michael's only problem is he's got a really low ERS compared to what Leclerc does. And that's obviously not going to help in the straights when he's trying to overtake, because Leclerc can just deploy some ERS to keep him behind.
Yeah, that's really not going to help. And with the DRS only basically being active during that long straight, the second DRS zone is not really that powerful. Then, like you said, Leclerc will be able to get up there. As Michaels gets a 3-second time penalty, that's really going to affect his race. And because he has 8 seconds time penalties, I think that was due to the 5-second penalty that he did get.
He can get that taken off, but that's if he does pit again. We'll have to see how that happens. Arhug has retired in the pits, I'm guessing. It looks like it is, yeah.
Oh no. Wonder if he spun off there. He was a ways behind a few of these drivers.
That is really unfortunate for Arhug. He was doing so well at the start, and then he just made that contact with Toxic. And it was bound to happen because they were both really quick. They're both really quick and similar pace. I think.
Yeah.
Michaels
unfortunate.
He's not close enough this time. But I'm surprised
I'll tell you who's
still
closer
out,
though.
Who?
Oh, Toxic? Yeah, he's those. Oh, CK spins.
Oh,
CK spins.
Spun it again. He did that in qualifying, didn't he?
He did. Same corner.
Oh,
hit the wall there.
Yeah, I don't know if he does damage. I don't think he does. I think he might have been lucky and got away with it. Yeah, I think he got away with it, but it's going to hurt his tyres there. But that's promoted Savo into 5th. And then we've got Lowline, who's just trying to keep up to Toxic. Surprisingly, Toxic's got really good pace on these softs compared to Lowline and Savo.
He's done 20 laps basically on these soft compound tires. That is very,
I would
very
think
impressive.
they're near puncture range.
Right? That's what I was thinking too. I mean, usually you can only take these softs around 12 laps and then they're going to be in puncture territory.
Exactly.
But he's taking them 20 laps.
This track is like, it's really high degradation, isn't it? And you can degrade these tires quite a bit. Especially the softs, if you're running high tire pressures.
I mean, I wouldn't say they degrade like a lot compared to like China, Azerbaijan, Bahrain, all those tracks where the tires degrade a lot. I would say that this track is more like I'd say Britain. It's more like the British Grand Prix. This track, this Silverstone circuit doesn't really degrade the tires a lot, and that's kind of similar with this. These tires don't degrade too much, but they do lose a lot of grip. As you can see, Toxic. I was riding on board with him for just a second. He was just losing the car a little bit through a few of these corners. The car is just not locking these tires at all. And the question really is when is he going to pit for another set of compounded tires? And question is, what tires is he going to go for? Most likely the medium compound tires, but he's going quite long. Where Kaizaki pit 3 laps earlier is now starting to gain a lot of time on Sorrow and this pack as well. So when will Toxic pit? I don't know.
It's not gonna be good if he stays out any longer, really, because Kaizaki's gonna be closing every lap now, and you can see Kaizaki is closing. Like, look, you can just see he's closing up to Savo in every corner, and he's been putting in really fast times. I've been watching him now, and the gap to the leader from Kaizaki is 17 seconds. So if Charles Leclerc was to pit, well, Toxic is pitting right now actually.
Comes into the pit lane on the medium compound tires.
I mean, it was kind of expected, wasn't it? And go on to the mediums. You wouldn't really go and stay out that long and go on to the hards. IDZCK, he spun it again.
Same corner. That corner is so difficult to master. It's been hard for CK to manage that one, as it's super difficult to manage.
He's lost his wing this time. I think might see the time, or maybe he might finish the race and try and get some points. Maybe fast lap and 1 point from 10th place. We'll see. But at the front end of the field, well, look at that. Kaizaki's closed a whole second now compared to what we were saying last lap at this time. He's on 3.2 seconds now. Gap to Saro.
Incredible, absolutely incredible, proving that those mediums are really fast compared to the hard compound tires that Sorrow and Low Line are running right now. Kaizaki could be winning the Grand Prix. Wouldn't that be incredible to see the Alfa Romeo driver winning this race? The battle really is. You know what's interesting is that we might have a 6-way fight for the race lead. You got Charles Leclerc and Michaels. They're really far out there, but they're going to have to pit eventually on their tires. Low Line, Sorrow, and Kaizaki all on their tires. Same with Toxic as well. We could see a 6-way fight for the race lead here at the Dutch Grand Prix. Any of these 6 drivers can win it. It's going to be a really big showdown towards the end few laps of this Grand Prix.
Yeah, you're right. It's going to be really close because I think we're going to see Charles Leclerc and we're going to see Michaels come in. I think they're both going to put on the softs, if I'm honest.
Agreed. Yep. I think that's probably where they're heading right now. The question is, how far behind will they come out? I think they'll come out behind Kaizaki. Will they come out ahead of Toxic? I don't know. It's going to be close with that one.
It looks like it. Right now, it looks like it. If they pit now, they'll come out a few seconds ahead of him. Because I think it's like, what is it, 20 seconds pit stop? Something like that?
Yeah, about that.
20 seconds.
I think it's actually,
something like that. But they won't come out too far behind Kaizaki, and if they're on fresh softs or something, they're going to be flying. They're going to pass Kaizaki. They're going to leave him in the dust, unless Kaizaki can defend really well. And look, you can see he's closing it. The gap to Savo now is 2.5. He's put himself in a really good position by pitting a bit more earlier than extending them softs and then pitting, and he's just setting fast laps. And look, Toxic has gone past this now, so we could see him come into play.
Yeah, I think Toxic is going to be
after his collision earlier. We could see him come into play.
Yeah, I think Toxic is a driver that I think will be coming into getting a win possibly here today. He's the driver that might have the best opportunity to do so. Kaizaki, though, not giving this one up. I mean, he's got the chance to do so. Low line in the provisional lead of this race once Charles Leclerc and Michaels do pit. Saru will be P2. And the thing is, too, is the top 6, besides Michaels, don't have any penalties. So that's going to really help them out there. And Michaels going to have to pit. He will come out behind Toxic, most definitely, because he has that 5-second time penalty. If the pit lane is 20 seconds long, then that'll be 25 seconds of a halt for Michaels in this Grand Prix. So that'll be very interesting to see.
He is right close to Charles Leclerc. And it looks like he's just pushing him along now, pretty much. But the problem he has, he's not really saving his DRS like Leclerc is. And Leclerc's just deploying it in the straights. That's how he's keeping him behind. But these two aren't really battling it out that much, going side by side into corners. So they're just going to be pulling. And right now, the gap's been going up to Low Lion from the leaders. And they're on fresher tyres, and there's a bit of debris on track there. There's a full safety car.
It is a full course safety car that has been deployed on lap 25.
Toxic. Oh my god, Terrence lost it there, and that's a really dangerous spot on the track there. He's got
I did penalty for CK.
Oh, that's really unfortunate for him. What are we gonna see here then? Oh, you know what? Michaels can pit and he will get away with his 5 seconds.
Oh, he will be. Yeah, I mean,
all of these drivers will be pitting. I think they'll be pitting on the softs like XXIA Gamer has. Here we go.
Well, everyone's gonna pit, I think, except Toxic. Toxic might stay out just for track position.
He might. He can probably hold them off. If I'm honest, there. Michaels has served that 5 second and he's coming out now. Is Kaizaki going to come in again?
Yes, he is. He's in the pit lane now.
I think it's the best move, really.
Toxic stays out.
He stays out. It is a smart move, though. He's only got 3 laps tyres. Why are you going to pit? And he's got podium for the chance here now. But he's going to be swarmed by Lowline and Saro. But, it's going to be really close now because Michaels is at a disadvantage with that 3 second time penalty.
Yeah, he is. He's got that 3 second time penalty, and that could really affect his end result. He might be out of the podium contention here today with so many fast drivers on the grid. The top 6 all within a chance of winning this Grand Prix, as well as Gadwin right there as well. He's got no penalties on the medium compound tires. He could be in a really good shot. He was 2nd place in this Grand Prix starting, so he could be up there as well. But like you said, Michaels got that 3 second time penalty. That's going to really affect his end result here today, unless he can pull out a gap, get into the race lead, and pull out a gap to the rest of the field. But it might be unlikely. With so many talented drivers out there, it's going to be really hard for Michaels to win this race. But, of course, you're going to have to fight for it. That's the whole point of racing. You know, you got to battle for it. You got to race for it. And eventually, you are going to get a good result if you do all those steps. So we'll see how it all works out. But you can see those 6 drivers. There is 2 Red Bulls, 2 McLarens, 1 Ferrari in this fight for the race. It's incredible. Oh, and 1 Alfa Romeo, of course, Kaizaki. But my goodness, it's going to be an amazing race to look forward to. Before we continue on, I want to say, Cam, we haven't really talked about this a lot, but I think this is the this is the 2nd stream I think that we've had on SBR. This may be the 1st stream. Correct me if I'm wrong. With the new Red Bull livery, was that in the Portugal stream as well? I can't remember.
I don't think it was. I think this is the first race we've seen the new Red Bull livery being used. And
yeah, so this is the
it does
good
look
time
nice
to watch
on the track. It does look nice.
Agreed. Definitely. I mean, that Red Bull, I love the car so much. I'm going to be racing in a league tonight, and I can't wait because I'm a Red Bull driver in that league, and I can't wait to drive that Red Bull for the first time. And it really is a great car in the onboard camera and, of course, the on-screen display, of course, camera. It is great to see. You don't see many cars that are like that, where they're great in both camera. Yeah, it's just great to see that Red Bull on track.
Yeah, and we could see a Red Bull 1-2 here. You never know.
Good point. Yeah, we can see that new Red Bull livery sending first and second with Charles Leclerc and Toxic. The question is, can Toxic make sure that he keeps those soft runners behind and get past Michaels as well? Well, actually, as it stands, with the gap that these guys have, as the safety car comes in this lap, it will be a Red Bull 1-2. But will that gap change? We don't know. I mean, if Toxic keeps right behind Michaels and keeps those other drivers behind, then Toxic could grab P2 in the Grand Prix, and eventually that would be a Red Bull 1-2.
These guys do have a nine lap sprint race to the finish now. And
they do.
I don't know, maybe we could see Michaels and Charles Leclerc just run away with it now and just battle it out. But maybe we could see, but Toxic's gonna get a good run there, but he's overtaken under the yellow flag still. And now it goes green. He overtook way too early. Oh, he's gonna get really close to Michaels though, and he's basically pushing Michaels along this corner. Lowline got I don't know what happened there. He got a bit
He went for the move, but there was just no space. That's what happened there. I think Toxic and Michaels were already battling. Low Line had to lose the place of Sorrow. Went for a move that wasn't really there. Maybe he saw a gap, but it just didn't work out for the three of them there.
Yeah.
But it looks like they're all back.
Sarah's managed to counter on that. And
Toxic!
The Red Bull! Oh no!
Oh no! That's horrible!
This commentator's cursed again.
Yes, it truly is. This is horrible for a Toxic driver that was in P3, I think it was.
Would you look at that though? XSGA Gamer, he was in like 9th and he's gone up into 6th place now. He's doing a really good job there, trying to come back through the field.
Yeah, Gamer could be in for a really good position. He may have that time penalty, though, but he is still up there in a chance of getting a podium here today. We'll see. But here comes Kaizaki on Low Line. A lot of speed through the final corner there. Maybe running a little bit more downforce as Michael says the fastest lap of the race. Here comes the Alpha Romeo. Low Line trying to defend, but here comes the Alpha. Down the inside he goes.
Oh, they make a bit of contact. That was really late from Kaizaki. He's going to get the move done. They're not going to go side by side through that next corner. It's a really late call from Kaizaki there for that move. He really licked the stamp and sent it.
I think he misjudged the braking point there, or just sent it in a place that wasn't really meant to be sent. Was more to go side by side and then end up through the last couple of corners. Do you think that could be a penalty for Kaizaki? I don't think so, but maybe like a warning or something like that.
I think most likely it would be a warning for it. But look at that, like I said before, Michaels and Leclerc are running away with this right now. They're just going to be battling it out for these next few corners. Michaels has 32% ERS, but Leclerc has 80%. And really, it's kind of like a repeat of what happened in Portugal, where these two were just out in front battling it out. And you never know, we might see something that happened earlier to Toxic and our Hug. If they get near each other.
We could. We could see that. That could be a possibility, and like you said, this is kind of a similar situation what we saw
I think Kai is summing up a move on Saro here. Saro is really slow here right now, and Kaizaki is just going to keep using different lines, trying to find a faster route around Saro. Saro is really under pressure, and especially with the DRS being activated right now, he's going to be a sitting duck in the straight, I think.
Yeah, here comes the Alpha now. I mean, he's got no DRS.
And the XXT Gamer's gone into the wall. He's lost his front wing.
Oh, no.
He was doing such a good job. Oh, my God. Michaels is really close now. He's getting quite close. Is he going to send it here? No, he's not. It looked like he might have sent it. XXT Gamer has crashed into the wall here, into the tire barrier.
Kaizaki just, I think he made a move on Sorrow, but it went into the gravel by mistake, I think. Here comes Low Lion trying to make a move as well.
Low Lion's managed to go around the outside of that corner there and overtake him. But, Michaels is really close this time.
He is. He's got the DRS.
Oh. They are really close now, these two, and they managed to pull out the 3-second gap. So, worst that will happen is Michaels in second place.
one little mistake by Leclerc, and Michaels is going to have P1 here. He's got a really nice exit. He's using a lot of ERS. He's trying to make a move on Charles Leclerc coming through the S section, but Leclerc has just got a lot more ERS and a lot more speed through that section. There's not enough space to go side by side, so the Red Bull just about keeps ahead of the McLaren here today. But let's see if Michaels can come back at this one. He's got a DRS zone coming up now. The McLaren driver through turn 11 we go. As the Red Bull goes a little bit too much on the curb there. This is going to allow Michaels to go for the switchback maneuver on the Red Bull driver, but it looks like Charles Leclerc got a better exit there. He's using a little bit of ERS to get him out of that one as well, but Michaels has the DRS, but can't get past quite yet. It's going to be on to the main straight to see who gets past. Can Michaels get past? That's the question here. Can Leclerc defend? What will happen there?
Oh, there's yellow flags in the back. Kaizaki's gone for a spin there. I think he must have gone for a late move on someone, and he's just clipped them. But we're going to see, oh, look at that. Leclerc just he's just swerving in the straight, trying to break that slipstream. But he's doing a really good job here. He's got his ERS, it's good level, and he's just got to keep using it in the straights to keep Michaels behind. And to keep in mind, Michaels does have the 3 seconds, so I don't think he will be able to pull away that much. But really, he's just pushing Leclerc along the track now, isn't he? Oh, Leclerc's made a mistake!
Oh, no! This is horrible! No!
Leclerc's made a mistake!
Full course safety car has been deployed for the 4th time in the Grand Prix as the race leader is out of the race. This is absolutely disappointment for the Red Bull team here today. Both drivers that were battling for the race lead are out of the Grand Prix. The race leader has crashed with just a few laps to go. This is absolutely drama on lap 32 as the race leader is out. Only 6 racers remain in this Grand Prix, but oh my goodness, this is absolutely devastation for Charles Leclerc as he's out of the race.
That's so unfortunate for Charles Leclerc. I think he must have clipped the inside curb coming up to that corner. There's a curb off to the left. If you touch it, you can lose the car, because obviously it's really easy to lose the car with this new game on curbs. But that's really unfortunate. He was doing such a great job keeping Michaels behind, and I don't think it is pressure. I think he must have just tried a different line there and just taking too much of that
Didn't
curb.
work.
But I think this isn't gonna suit Michaels, is this?
Yeah, this is
really late
gonna
safety
hurt.
car. It's gonna hurt him, and I don't. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think he'll be able to pull out a 3-second gap in whenever the safety car comes in. It'll be what, a 3-lap sprint to the end, going from lap 34. It should be.
Yeah, it will be, but it's not going to be enough. I really don't think it's going to be enough, unless Michaels pulls out some sort of magic strategy here and keeps ahead of his teammate. Maybe Saro can back off low line, of course, maybe try and hold him up there and allow Michaels, his teammate, to get ahead. I don't know, but it looks to be that Saro is going to win this race with low line in P2 and Kai in P3 with the gaps that stand right now. But who knows what's going to happen. This is going to be a very interesting end to the Grand Prix here today in Tier 2, but I gotta say, wow, that was just unfortunate for Charles Leclerc. He had that race win. I think he had that race win there. Unfortunately, like you said, I think he just tried a different line and it just didn't work out. Unfortunate, but these things happen.
It happened so quick, and he's going to be really annoyed at himself for that. He was basically in for the win there, like you said. But it doesn't look like we're going to go in at the end of this lap. I think we'll be going from lap 34 to the end. That's just going to hurt Michaels even more. And I don't think Savo will back up Lowline, because
I don't think so too.
Savo is second in the championship, and Savo wants to try claw back some points if he can. And this safety car has kind of gifted Savo, hasn't it? Because he's going to be hoping, oh, Michaels drops back a few more places out of the podium here. And that could possibly happen. You've got Lowline, you've got Kaizaki, and you've got Gadjuin on the brand new softs.
Yeah, you do. That's the thing. Is I mean, could Michaels drop back due to that penalty, or maybe even his tires? Could Saro overtake Michaels on track? And like you said, I think Saro is not going to back up Lowline. There's no way, because he is battling for that championship as well. I mean, the two McLarens sit first and second in the championship, but Saro is still going for this championship, and he still has the opportunity to go for it, and he can take any points as possible. And also, not just for the championship as well, Sorrow's going for this race victory. He wants this race victory here today, and that would be great to see Sorrow on top. If I'm not mistaken, this would be his second win in SBR, but correct me if I'm wrong there.
Well, I think it might be. I'm not 100% sure.
I'll have to look at everything.
We will see the safety car come in at the end of this lap, though. Like there, the message has been sent from race control.
Yep, and we will get this race underway. Keep an eye also on Gadwin as well. On the soft compound tires, a fresh new set of soft compound. Can he make an overtake on Kaizaki? Maybe get up into P4, which would be P3, but where will Michaels go? We will find out. He's backing up the field a lot here to try and go where he wants to go, of course, as Kaizaki gets a 5-second time penalty for collision with low line.
Yeah, he's hitting to the back of the low line there. He can get that taken off, though. Michaels is going to go, but Savo is really... He's caught him there, Savo. He hasn't really been caught napping. Savo is not going to give this up, and IDZ has gone round at the back of the pack there, which is really unfortunate. He was probably hoping to gain some positions there. And we just got to see this now. It's just a sprint to the finish now. And will Michaels pull this 3-second gap? He's already 6/10. But Savo is not going to let this go. He's not going to let this slip through his hands.
And Low Lion could be in P2 as well. He could get ahead of Sorrow as well. Low Lion could be going from setting pole position here today and winning this Grand Prix as well. They got 2 laps remaining of this Grand Prix. Michael's trying to get that gap to Sorrow, but I think it might not be enough. I think Sorrow might grab P2 with Low Lion P1. And Sorrow will grab P1.
You just got to keep it really clean. He can take his time. He doesn't really have to push that much and take risks. But Michaels, you can see he's trying everything, and if we set our gap into gap to the leader, you can see Michaels is gonna actually drop to 5th at this point if he doesn't pull out more. But I think he will pull out more in this final lap. But I don't think it'll be enough to Savo, but it will be enough maybe to like 4th or something. But Kaizaki down the inside of Low Lion. He did this earlier. They make contact again. They're making contact, and Kaizaki's gone round. He's in the wall and he's out.
He's out of the race. There was contact with Low Lion and Kaizaki. This is absolutely terrible for Kaizaki. Now, another retirement of the Grand Prix. CK will get up into P5 now, but that is absolutely terrible. There was contact between the two, and that is super unfortunate. Absolutely unfortunate.
That's so unfortunate for him. But right now, it looks like Michaels, he will be able to... Oh no, I think that looks like second right now, because Low Lion he's dropped out a 3-second gap to Michaels.
He has, and you know what? Low Lion might even lose P3 because Gadwin is coming in really fast. This is on the final lap of the Grand Prix.
Right on the back of him here. If he gets a good run through these last 2 corners, he'll manage to do something. But whereas Savo, he's kept it clean now, and he's gonna come through these last 2 corners. He's just got to keep it clean, no risks. And Savo, it looks like he's gonna win this. Michaels is gonna take this on track, but after penalties, Savo is going to win the Grand Prix. And Low Lion's managed to hold off Gadwin there. And it was really close between them.
Wow, wow, wow. Sorrow is the winner of the SBR Dutch Grand Prix. It's a McLaren 1-2 as Michaels got that gap, was able to finish second place. He'll be happy with that, but his teammate wins. Sorrow on top with Michaels in P2. Low Lion will just hold off Gadwin for P3. Gadwin P4 with CK rounding off the top 5. The rest all retirements as the Dutch Grand Prix comes to a close with Sorrow on top for McLaren.
Savo's going to be grinning after that race. He's managed to claw back a few points on Michaels right now, and that is really crucial. It's going to boost his confidence now, and he's just got to keep his form up from now on until the end of the season. Just try and catch Michaels. But I've got to say, McLaren have dominated this championship in the constructors. They're miles ahead of anyone else.
Yeah, that's going to really help them to move up further in the championship. This is a really good day for the team. Very, very impressive. Okay, so that's going to be it from here today at the Dutch Grand Prix. Your winner, Sorrow, the winner of the Dutch Grand Prix. Michaels will take home P2, and as we've been talking about, McLaren move further up in the championship with the performance here today. It is the win, the fastest lap, and a 1-2 for McLaren. It is absolutely perfect for McLaren here today. Low Line comes across the line in P3 to complete the podium, with Gadwin and CK rounding off the top 5 of the finishers here today of the Dutch Grand Prix. And that's going to be it from us here today at SBR. An amazing race it truly was. Cam, I want to get your thoughts on that race. Just give us everything.
It was hectic.
Yeah.
Low Line, I think he might have, did he have a problem or something? But he managed to get back into the podium. But Savo he went from right at the back of the grid pretty much, and he's managed to come back through the field and he's won it. And it was just crazy overall. We had some good racing, especially with Leclerc, who got really unlucky. Like, really unlucky from him. And I don't know, I think more races like this will be more entertainment, really.
Yeah, we'll see how it works out. You know, I mean, like, a lot of these drivers will, I think, be hurting from this race after, like, I think Charles Leclerc and Toxic, they'll be hurting from that one, but they'll come back to the next one and fight even harder. It will be an amazing race next time out, of course, and I think the Dutch Grand Prix was very entertaining. But before we go, Cam, I want to get your opinion on your driver of the day. Who was your driver of the day from the Dutch Grand Prix?
It will have to be Saru. After that spin at the start and just keeping it clean after that and just coming straight through the field and winning it, he just did an amazing job, really. He took the opportunities when he saw them.
He truly did. I mean, that was very impressive from Sorrow. I mean, a lot of drivers were able to come through the field, like Michaels as well. After that, that earlier, I think it was a spin or something like that. He was able to come back through the field second. But gotta agree with you. I think Sorrow did an amazing job here today to come through the field to finish in P1. What a way to do it. Incredible. So I think that's going to be it from us here today at Switchback Racing League. Before we end, Cam, do you have any last words before we sign off?
Make sure to come back next week for the what is it next week?
Singapore, do you believe?
Singapore, yes. Come back for the Singapore Grand Prix next week, where hopefully we see another twist in the championship, I guess.
Yeah, we sure will. We'll see how that all works out. But viewers, you heard Cam. Come back next week for the Singapore Grand Prix. That's going to be round 12 of the SBR Season 3 Championship race in Tier 2. This was the Dutch Grand Prix. Hope you guys all enjoyed. Subscribe to all the channels, whatever you're watching right now. Subscribe to that. Like the videos if you enjoyed the commentary. And thank you so much for watching the SBR content. I've been Formula Jonah. That's been Cam. And we're signing off here today from SBR. We'll see you all in the next one. Bye.